Hello and welcome to Kev Me Up. Today I'm going to go over Altuur zok Adon. I hope I'm not butchering it too much. He is a companion available from Galactic Seasons. You can get him from there. You can unlock him for your collection, so you don't have to talk to anybody again to get him. He is a great companion. So TLDR, he's rating number 2 on all my list. Well, pretty much all my list. You can go now. Thanks. So I'm going to go ahead and I have updated all of my spreadsheets to include him, but I've also attempted to include all the missing companions that I didn't have on there before. I apologize. And they should be there now, so it should be easier to find your favorite without having to figure out what kind of weapon they were using. So I hope you enjoy. I'm also going to provide cards for the first time, so you can skip right to that section to see the sheet. And yeah, let's get into it. So healing companions. Here we go. So they are still about the same, but Altuur zok Adon got the number 2 spot. At least that's the way I see it. So I think that Zoom is still probably the best because she has an extra AoE heal. But Altuur zok Adon was really difficult to parse. He has a skill that he will mark a mob, and when you attack that mob, you'll get healed for a small amount, like 4 or 5k. And in my testing, pretty much in my test, he attacks one strong mob until it's dead while getting hit by other mobs. And so in that time, he's getting hit constantly, always healing, has very little time to actually attack. So because of that, he doesn't get to take advantage of the mark and the heals from that. I tried to parse what the difference would be as best that I could, and I came up with around 14k, a little bit over that. And that would put him at the 2nd spot, but also because that mark increases the damage done to the target, that also would bump him up as well. So difficult to give you an exact number, difficult to get a perfect parse on this, but doing my best, and I rated him a number 2 spot at rating 13. So great companion. You may prefer him over Zoom. Some people don't like Zoom, well, partially because she talks all the time. The other part is her heals are longer, more powerful, and channeled, which isn't always great when you're dealing with a bunch of different trash. So you may not prefer Zoom, but Zoom's pretty great, and that AoE heal is hard to miss, hard to skip. But yeah, just try it out for yourself. Yeah, enjoy. I think he's a great healer. Not really going to regret it. You're not going to notice a huge difference between most on this list anyways, honestly. Just stay away from creature companions and Treek. They're pretty awful. So yeah, so let's I'll get into some video, some samples here. And let's jump into DPS. So yeah, DPS. Shay still wins, always wins, because she has a bug with her AoE skill. Hopefully this one doesn't get fixed. They could fix some other ones first, which would be nice. But her AoE attack does what it says on the card, but happens to be channeled, so it does it 2 more times. So her AoE skill is pretty OP, and you can't beat it, and it keeps her at the top of this list. So she's great, but Altuur zok Adon comes in number 2, not just because the damage was a little bit higher in the actual parses, but because I'd also give it a rating of 13 because the debuff that he applies. So not only are you getting the normal senders, but you're getting an additional damage bonus when attacking that marked mob, which is really nice. So hard to beat that. Otherwise, the rating's still about the same for everything. Again, avoid your creature companions and Shriek. They're awful. But generally, not a huge difference between a lot of these. But if you can get Shay or Altuur, you'll really enjoy it. So let's get into some samples here. And welcome back. So let's get into tanking. So Altuur is not number 2 on this, but number 3, pretty close. Definitely average, and maybe even above average if you count the marked skill. But yeah, definitely worked out great. Is a range companion. Range companions generally give higher numbers on threat parses. I don't know that that makes them much better. It's very difficult for me to give a great parse for tanks. Yeah, it's just difficult to decipher which ones and which ones you prefer. You may just want a melee companion for tanking, even though their numbers are a little less. Maybe they're a little bit better at picking up trash or being out there in the mix of things. So it's very difficult to decide, but definitely you're not going to regret your time using Altuur zok Adon. So enjoy. You would regret using a creature companion or Treek, so don't use them. Well, probably would. Treek actually does a lot of threat or damage threat, but doesn't have any of the skills that reduce Treek's damage, so I definitely couldn't give him a high rating. Just note, I didn't really update HK51 spot because they never fixed that second taunt issue. You still probably won't notice it. You might still really enjoy having him as a tank. I just didn't update his spot. My bad, HK. So enjoy, and let's get into some samples here. And welcome back. So that's Altuur zok Adon. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was useful. Trying to make it, easier to get to the information you want. So hopefully that helped. I'm looking forward to this next expansion. So they are mixing up a lot of stuff. My personal opinion is that they are not doing it for existing players, but mostly focused on new players. Now that they added Steam and they get a lot of people from there. But I think a lot of the changes they are making should help them support the game much longer than they normally could have. And so it should make the game last longer. Hopefully it's easier for them to add new content, play styles and things like that as well. So it's probably a lot of good changes, and but could take some new parsing, could have some new dynamics for how bolster works and what it's like to take a companion in a flashpoint or on a planet. So looking forward to figuring that out with you and reparsing everybody. So I'll be working on that soon. And I just wanted to thank you for your support. I know it's been a while since I posted, and I really appreciate it. Definitely meant a lot to me through some difficult times. And so thank you very much. Thank you for subscribing. It really means a lot. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks.